How do you do, everybody? Welcome to basketball action as the new Trier Trevians take on the Evanston Wildkits. Big game tonight. Kind of a revenge game, as it turns out, between the new Trier Trevians and the Wildkits. Big rivalry game. And we're playing at the Northfield campus. Glad to have you with us, wherever you may be on the network line. Big game for the Wildkits, really. Kind of a meaningless game in a sense for the new Trier, other than a revenge now for the third loss of the season that the Trevians have had to endure. And we're set for the opening tip. Won by the Trevians. Peter Canelos. Canelos crossed the timeline. Gave it to the side, and Fegan. Shannon gave it to Monroe, and going for the three heavy. Trevians got the rebound, came to Monroe. Brought back out by Canelos. Peter Canelos gave it over to Kirkpatrick. In for Monroe. Shannon kicked it to the side. Trevians shot awful at Welsh Ryan, but I think they were the size of the court, the width of the court kind of got to him. And going for the three, short. And Monroe with the easy putback on the rebound. And the Trevians with an early lead. I'm glad I'm here on the stage end, if you will, the visitors' side of the gym here in Northfield. They opened up the doors and using both sides of the stands. We don't have a sellout, but very good crowd. This gym holds almost twice as many as the Old East gym. So I'd say there's probably in the vicinity of about 2,000 here today, maybe a little bit more. And Kirkpatrick puts it in, and the Trevians early lead. Up and in for the deuce. Canelos. Canelos gave it over to the far side. Kirkpatrick, who gave it off. Near side, and Shannon, swishery for three. Noah Shannon. And the run and gun and the deuce. Trevians lead 7-4. Canelos pulled it back out. Monroe strong arms it up and in for the deuce. Coming back. Big crowd on hand. Student section-wise. Playing early evening on a Monday night in real time. Kick to the side. Tried to drive up the middle. Nope. And Trevian fall. And going to the line for the one hand. Got the first. Got the second. Vegan gave it back to Canelos. Trevians lead early on. And Jackson Monroe, nope, missed the first. Tried the second, nope, missed that one too. Up and no. And Monroe with the rebound. Monroe strong arms it up, no. You know, that was kind of an interesting series there by Monroe, but nothing called. Tried to put it up and put it up too deep, but the foul. And the mask timeout here with 3:48 left to play in the first quarter. Trevians lead by 3. And in and out on the first one. And Shannon comes out, and Carlo Kolak comes in for the Trevians. The reason I'm saying this is kind of a meaningless game, we're late enough in the season where certainly the top 3 teams and where they're going to finish is pretty well a foregone conclusion, I think, in the sectional. Evanston is sort of fighting for a position as a higher position, but they are going to host a regional anyway, so it doesn't really matter in the same sense as finishing somewhere else in the standings and then having to play one of the top 3, because they won't play one of the top 3. And up and count it by Jackson Monroe. And a chance at 3-point play. Cole Handelman and Noah Shannon check back in for the Trevians. Noah Shannon checks back in. Cole Handelman out on the floor for the first time. And New Trier, both these games against Evanston kind of meaningless, other than for the rivalry sake of it. New Trier going to finish second in the sectional, undoubtedly. Loose on the floor, side. Inside up and no. He stepped on the line. Taking down the rebound, and it's Trevians basketball. Inbounded. Handelman. Give it to the far side. Shannon. Handelman. And no, partially blocked. Now Evanston has it. Going for the run and gun. And missed the first one, and the second up. The follow-up good for the Deuce. Handelman. Up top, going for the 3. Nope, short. Trevians have fallen into a little bit of a dead spot here. back up top. Minute 20-something, Trevians with a 1-point lead. Minute and about 2 dimes. And going for the 3. No. Shannon with a rebound. Brings it quickly back up. Up short. No. But he got fouled. And Noah Shannon will go to the line. 1:02 left to play here in the first quarter. Back in the days when this was New Trier West, this is where they shot the games from instead of being up in the stands, because of the instability of the stands. But when the doors aren't open, as Canelos and Kirkpatrick return for the Trevians, and Shannon got 1 of 2, I believe. I was more interested in talking than I wasn't watching. Up top. To the side. Picked up. And the one-hand shot, nope. Kolak with the rebound. Now coming back the other way. Up top. A little less than a half minute left to go in the first quarter. Up top, and there's a foul in there. Trevians lead by 2. The inbound, and going for the long distance 3. Nope. Kick back out, try again. And that didn't work either. Trevians come down with the rebound, but going to drive to the basket. Up and in for the deuce. And Trevians lead by 4 at the end of the first quarter. 15-11 over the Evanston Wildkits in the rivalry revenge game, second of the home-home series between the two Central Suburban South rivals. Wildcats have inbounded it. To the side. Up top on the rotation, back out high. To the corner, a little inside, and tried to go for the reverse slam-a-jam and couldn't get it up high enough. Canelos for the Trevians. Shannon to the side, back up top. In for Monroe. Now, Monroe tried to back in, a little back door, up and over everything. That was Noah Shannon that missed that shot. Tried the baseline, tried to go to the other side, and couldn't hold on. Couldn't receive the pass. Trevians basketball. 6:02 left. Trevians lead at 4. Here in the second quarter. 6:02 left on the second quarter. Canelos gave it to Kirkpatrick. And cross in for Monroe. Monroe kicks it to the side, going for the 3. Swishery for 3. Trevians put a little breathing room. Trevians' lead, I believe, is 7. Up and strong-armed it in. Canelos. Canelos pulls it back out. Monroe gave it off. Back up top. Monroe. Trevians have 2 more games after this to the regular season. And traveling. 2 more games after this is regular season. Tough one against Glenbrook North, I'm sure. And a game against Maine East. And then it's on to the playoffs. The Illinois High School Association will release the pairings, who's playing where, before that Glenbrook North game. So this is the last game before the pairings come out. Canelos. This year is, I was thinking about it, this year reminds me so much of the 2000 season as the Deuce. And they took it away, I guess. Trevian foul. Up top. And going for a downtown 3. Yep, switcheroo for 3. Canelos. Kirkpatrick. Up top now, Canelos. Monroe. And given away. Canelos got in too deep. The shot, no. And Fegan brought it down. Canelos up ahead. Monroe. And Monroe patiently waits for everybody to go by and then puts it home. Metro Chicago Sports Network. Basketball coverage. And 5 seconds. Turnover. Trevians lead at 2 now. 3:17 left to play in the first half. The inbound to Monroe. And Monroe will bring it across the timeline. And takes a 3. Nope. Up top. Evanston's been a very up and down team this year. When they've been good, they've been very good. And when they've been bad, they've been absolutely awful. And the outside 3, yep. And Evanston leads by a point. Fegan across and up and count it, and the foul. And Noah Shannon goes to the line. Trevians lead now by a point. 2:15 left to go in the quarter. There have been some classic games. I was talking earlier that this reminds me of the 2000 season where New Trier had a dominant team, and Evanston beat them in the first game at Evanston. Long story on that game, but beat them, and then New Trier came back and clobbered them in the second one at New Trier. I want to say they won by 20 or 25. That was Matt Loddick's senior year. He had 3 D1s on that team. Kirkpatrick gave it to Monroe, and Monroe tries to strong arm his way up and in, and does so for the deuce. Trevian lead up to 3. And bad pass, and picked up by Kolak. Dished it off. Gave it into Monroe. Gave it up to Kirkpatrick. Swishery for 3. And Trevian's lead by 6. And that's going to be it, I think, for the quarter. Maybe not. I just misread the clock. Oh, no, there's 40 seconds left. Inside to the paint. Yep, deuce. Monroe. And now the Trevians are going to hold it for the last shot. They've been very good at this. Shannon. Kirkpatrick to Monroe. Monroe shot no. And that'll do it for the half. So the Trevians lead by 4 at the end of the first half, 27-23 here on the Metro Chicago Sports Network, on the cable and the internet. And Trevians inbound to start the second half. Canellos gave it up. Shannon. Fegan, Shannon. Canellos, and Shannon goes for the 3. No. Wildkits with the basketball. Trevians with the 4-point lead. Trying to back away in and couldn't get there. And going for the 3, well off. Kirkpatrick. Dished off to the outside, and yes, swishery for 3. Trevian lead up to 7. Lost the handle, out of bounds. New Trier basketball. This is my old stomping grounds. And with the doors open and both sides of the gym being used, it's the way I remember it, not the way it's being used generally here during this season, with only that side that you see on the video. being used. The side that we're on is generally closed off. I think the biggest crowd that ever has a shot short. Try for the rebound, though. Try a third time up and in by Noah Shannon. Nice job staying with it. Trevian lead up to 9. Biggest crowd I think that ever saw a high school game here was the New Trier East, New Trier West. I want to say that was a sectional game. 1978, 79. The general report, they said, was 5,000 in here, but I can't see how they fit 5,000. That was the year that, those were the years, 4 years in a row. Switcheroo for 3 for Fegan. And Trevian starting to pull away a little bit here from the Wildkits. Those were the 4 years in a row that the New Trier teams finished in the Sweet 16 or better. All those 4 years. One of the players on that first group to make it downstate is they made it to the Elite 8. Is down there on the floor. And actually, he was in your picture there a little bit. Dave Brenner, assistant coach for the Trevians. Timeout taken by New Trier. Trevian lead up to 12. Inbounded. Canales in for Monroe. And Jackson Monroe was fouled. Jackson goes to the line. Gets the first. I don't know why they're not putting the railings. You can see the railings there on the stands, but they didn't put them all the way up to the top. I know they have them. I even know where they are, but for some reason they're not using them for the games this year. And whoa, lost control, out of bounds to New Trier. I think it was a zigzag play. The guard there zigged when he should have zagged. Monroe. Dished off nicely to Shannon. Oh, just a little wide. Wide left. Going back the other way. And the foul, accidental. Tripped him over there. And Carlo Kolak and Finn Cohn check in for the Trevians. Monroe and Canales will take a rest. 4:23 left to play. And Evanston's cut into the 12-point lead a little bit. On the floor. Kicked free. Up ahead and saved. Shannon in for Cohn. He dished it off. Back up top. Kirkpatrick. And the jumper, good by Fegan, I think. Or was that Shannon? Fegan, I think. I'm having trouble this whole year, the two of them. Height and body and whatever are so much alike. Up top, Cohn gave it to Kolak. Carlo Kolak kicked back out. In tight. Strong on arm, and now the foul. And Noah Shannon goes to the line. And will shoot a pair. Nash timeout. Trevian lead up to 16. Make it 17. And make it 18. Evanston's had a very dry spot here, and the Trevians have capitalized on it. Kind of blown this one open a little bit. And the foul. This is the last home game of the regular season for the Trevians. They will be here hosting a regional. But regular season, this is the last one. The Glenbrook North and Maine East games are both on the road. Up and in for the deuce. Maine East is another one of those places I'm not too enamored with from a video standpoint. Shannon kicked it out. Canelos, and over to Shannon. Nope, wide right. And Kolak came up with it. Up top across, and Canelos going for the three. Nope, bit heavy. On the put back, up endo. And a foul, though. The foul was on the floor. And Trevians will inbound. In for Shannon, and Shannon up heavy. Put back up and in by Jackson Monroe. And a timeout taken. Trevians up by 18. 1:42 left to play in the third quarter. Up top. Well short. Canelos. Now to the corner. Tried to go inside and kicked it back out to Canelos. Shannon. And Shannon up and in. Strong arms it in. Sort of driving the lane. The New Trier Trevians and the Evanston Wildkits going for the three. Well short. Air ball. Oh, this is one of the few games where where the referees have actually taken control of the student sections and warned them about inappropriate language and basically said, forward and back, I guess. He actually warned them about the language and said if it continued, they were going to call a technical against them. And both schools have been so warned, but because both schools did do a cheer with inappropriate language. The New Trier section was warned first, and then Evanston thought that they could go ahead and do it because, after all, New Trier had been warned they can't do it, so we can do it, right? Yeah, they were warned too. Trevians still lead by a bunch. Canelos. Gave it off. Kolak. Back to Canelos. And passing it around outside. Kolak. And he traveled. The inbound. And going for the tree. Nope. Trevians lead. Big time now as we go to the fourth quarter. Here on the Metro Chicago Sports Network, on the cable and the internet. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. Trevians lead at 18. And stolen out ahead and slam-a-jam. The feed from Canelos to Shannon, and he slams it on for the slam-a-jam. Driving lead at 20. Looked like he traveled. And a 3-ball from the side. I had Evanston people get mad at me when I said the game on Friday night, even though Evanston with the victory. I said that the game's meaningless. Regular season games are quizzes anyway. They're not. Doesn't matter really, except for seeding maybe in the state. But doesn't really matter. You got to win no matter who you play. Nope. On the shot. And the put back in for the deuce. Monroe. And a foul. And Trevians will get another chance at inbounding it here. Inbounded to Monroe, Canelos, and he had a little trouble with it. And stepped on the line out of bounds, and it's Evanston basketball. 47-32 the score. 6:29 left to play in the fourth quarter. And the inbound. And drove and missed the shot. Try again for a little bit of a drive and shot it, no. And this time, Monroe came down with it, but the foul on Shannon, I believe. And I got the first. Yeah, everybody makes the playoffs, so regular season games are merely quizzes. What were you taught in practice? What is your role? What do you, can you accomplish your role? Monroe. And stolen. And the Wildcats come back. Get underneath and blocked by Monroe. And he traveled. Trying to bring that ball out. So new Trier basketball. This is actually since 1980, the largest crowd to watch a game here in the Northfield campus. There have been a couple of games that New Trier played here when the East Gym was used for the winter concert and stuff. Monroe to Canelos, back to Monroe, and a long distance three, no, heavy. And out of bounds. Wildcats touched it last. Trevians will retain possession. Inbound and Shannon. Monroe, no, but he got fouled, and Jackson Monroe will go to the line. Miss the first. Made the second. And nearly stolen. Drive to the basket, up and over everything but the foul, and going to the line. I think that was Fegan. Yeah, Jake Fegan with the foul. One thing about this West Gym that's different than the East Gym is there's not a lot of room between the end line and the wall there. And the other thing is all the seats are away from the floor. There's nothing, you can see how much room there is there. Up top. Trevians. Kolak. Fegan. And Canelos for the three. No. Wide to the left. Up top. And going for the three. Oh. Out of bounds. New Trier basketball. And the bump and the foul. And we're at the 1-1. And Carlo Kolak will go to the line. Kirkpatrick checks back in for the Trevians. And he gets the first. And missed the second. Out high. Inside and going for the three. No. Trevians with the rebound. and tried to find Monroe, but he was open a lot sooner than when they finally tried to get it to him. And the reverse, up and in for the deuce. Fegan in for Monroe, and Monroe got fouled. Or they're saying jump ball. And timeout. Trevians lead by 13, 3:11 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Inbounded to Monroe. Monroe, and he strong arms it up and in on the one-hand hook. To the side. And given away. Kirkpatrick tries to go end to end. No. Put back. No. Missed pass. Trevians up by 15 now. To the side. And thrown away. Intended for Monroe. Sometimes the butterflies fly late in the game. Into the paint and stolen by Monroe. Physically stolen. Just only way to describe that. Up top, Kirkpatrick, Kolak, in for Monroe. And inside, and I do believe that's a foul. And Jake Fegan will go to the line. And Fegan gets the first. And gets the second. Trevians lead at 17. Going for the long three. Nope. To Monroe, and the give and go, and that missed connections. 10 for Kolak. Driving to the basket. To the side, going for the three. No. And Monroe, and he had a little trouble holding on to it. I believe we're at jump ball. We are. And I think it's, okay. It's Evanston ball. Spinorama, the douche. Yeah. And the foul. And Carlo Kolak will go to the line. Got the front end of the one hand. Missed the second. Nope. On a bounds. Last touch by New Trier. With exactly 1 minute left to play in the fourth quarter. Trevians up by 16. Going for the three. No. Monroe. And Monroe gets fouled on the reach in trying to grab hold of the basketball. And Jackson Monroe goes to the line. And gets the first. And came up short on the second. Trevians get it back. And give it away on the solid defense. The shot, no. On the reverse layup. Fegan. And Trevians going to hold it up back out. Trevians just kind of holding on to it now for the final 55 seconds or so. We're down to less than that now. Fegan. And we're down to the final 10 or so. And that'll do it. And the new Trier Trevians have avenged their somewhat embarrassing loss at Welsh Ryan Arena to the Wildkits. And now move their record, I believe it's 26-3 on the year. Join us for our next game on the network. Hope you enjoy this broadcast. And for all of us, we say as always, thanks for watching and so long, everybody. Again, the final score, New Trier 61 and 59 rather, and Evanston 38. So long, everybody. This has been a Metro Chicago Sports Network copyrighted presentation. All rights reserved.